Good morning, it's Tracy from Simpson Hill Farm. Just thought I'd show you a little bit of my working crew here today. They're not my honeybees. I wish they were. I wish I knew who had them. I think I should get a discount on their honey. Anyways, it's a beautiful day here and we are just busy. I'm planting some potatoes not far from my nice garlic crop going on here. Pretty soon we will be delivering veggies. It's still been pretty cold up this way. We had snow not too long ago, so the earth is still pretty cold and even the hoop houses are still pretty cold. But soon, very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Standing on the corner, watching all the girls go by. Okay, so it's a little bit later on in the day and I thought maybe I'd update you. If you looked at the tour that we did for the kindergarten class, you can see the onions growing a bit. We have some more lettuce over here in the green stock containers. We have some pak choi up here, Swiss chard. And there's the celery. It's starting to perk up a little bit. Even the one over here, oops, the one over here is looking a little bit better too. So our peas aren't very big. Now mind you, the ones down there are Tom Thumb peas anyways. They're not going to get very big. These ones are a gray dwarf. So they've kind of gone ahead, but they're not ready yet for harvesting either. So the spinach that I planted in March and April, you can see it survived. I've got some bok choy that seeded itself from last year in there too. But there's the spinach, it's growing quite nicely. We have some romaine lettuce. I'm surprised that's doing as well as it is. They don't generally like cold. Some lettuce do okay in the cold, some like it a little bit warmer. I always thought romaine was a little bit like the sun. I don't know if you can see, I'm kind of in the way. There's one of the beds that has a lot of collards in it, and kale, and cauliflower, and cabbage. Same with these guys up here. I'll just pan up. So as I mentioned earlier, things are doing okay, but we are a little bit behind schedule. We've got some more bok choy. And as a matter of fact, this one had bok choy and it was ready to harvest, so we had to get that out of there and we put in some spinach. The green onions are doing nicely. There's some more of the collards. Oh, we got a little bit of kale over there. So coming soon to a table near you, maybe. We'll see. Anyways, that's some of the tour. I'll go outside and show you what some of the peas and the spinach are doing. I'll just show you really quick. This is where we do a lot of propagating in the summer. Every year we kind of have to redo it because things get really messy. We have a lot of winds that blow through here too, and that certainly doesn't help. But all these hanging baskets have spinach in them, or bok choy, a little bit of lettuce. Over here, some more. So these are all the cold tolerant crops. I wouldn't say cold loving, but they're cold tolerant. We have some Brussels sprouts, more collards, kale, that type of thing in here. They're coming along, holding their own. Good morning, it's Tracy again from Simpson Hill Farm. I'm showing you the outside beds. I planted these peas in April, and you can see we have some pretty good germination rates, and they're growing quite nicely. And in this bed, you can see a couple of the strategies that I use. Since I don't have a great amount of land that I can work up right now, I use a few different strategies. So one of them you can see are these peas. So these peas are the type that you can eat pod and all, and generally they mature a little bit quicker than the type of peas that you have to take out of the pod to eat. So that's one strategy. So we've got short growing seasons. The second strategy here is you can see this is the root of the corn that grew here last year. So I nipped it off and I let these things decompose in the ground. That will, by not flipping your earth over, it should maintain a lot of the soil stability and structure. And so hopefully that will benefit this short growing season. I don't have to flip it over. It's not hardened. It's nice and soft, and I can plant right in there. The other thing that this is going to show is pretty soon I will grow corn here again before this crop of pea comes out. So I will augment the soil. So I'll put either compost or manure or alfalfa pellets, something like that to help augment the soil. And I will go in and I will plant right over top of this. So I will put in, using the square foot garden method, 4 corn per square foot right inside with the peas, because I can pick the peas around it. The corn will take a little bit longer to come up, and it shouldn't block out the peas too much anyways. So that's one of the strategies that we use as well to try and get the food production up on a smaller amount of land. So you can see I'm going to pan up the rhubarb. Really enjoyed getting some love. You can see the leaves are really nice and big and healthy. They're enjoying not as much competition from the grass as well as the manure that we put beside it. And they're growing so much that one of them is actually going to seed, so I will cut that off. I don't want it to go to seed. I want the production to go into the stalks, because that's what we eat. We don't eat the leaves, we eat the stalks. But we need the leaves because obviously they're helping to grow the stalks. So we want nice, big, healthy leaves for that. So I'm just going to pan over, and I'll show you a crop that I planted the end of April. And it's rather iffy whether or not it was successful. So here's my spinach. I'll get down here. You can see it's pretty spotty germination. And it's starting to grow nice, but it is very spotty germination. So we had a batch of bit of warm, and then we went into some cold again, and we had snow. That may have affected the germination. So we're back into another period of a little bit of warm, so maybe we'll get more spinach coming up. I hope so. Spinach is a customer favorite. You can't grow enough of it, and sadly people want it all summer long, but here in northern Ontario I find anyways my spinach will bolt with the heat. It just takes a couple of days of really hot in the 30s temperature and it'll bolt. And when it bolts, that means it's going to seed and it's not putting the production into its leaves, and that's what we eat for spinach, are the leaves. So it may bolt even at this height. I've had some bolt, and that means there's not a whole lot of plant there to pick. So that's not good. So we'll see. I may plant this bed again with spinach, and then I'd get a double crop, and that would be okay. It probably won't be the best per plant, but we would have enough for the spring anyways. Or I might just replant it with the summer crops. So what I do here on my farm is I'll have a slew of spring crops, and then I'll flip my beds over and produce a summer crop. Now if you were really gung-ho, you might actually be able to flip it again and produce a fall crop of things like pak choi, maybe spinach again, lettuce, things that can go into the fall and winter and don't require a long growing season. So you might do peas again, maybe just for the pea shoots, and add that to your spinach or your salad mix. So there's different strategies that a person can use here in Northern Ontario if you haven't got a long growing season, and that's some of the things that we like to do. I'm just going to show you, I don't think it'll come on camera. We have a swallow house and it is currently occupied and they are out and about. Hopefully they'll catch some of the swooping on camera. And I hope they're eating these black flies because the black flies are already out. Yes, you can have snow one week and black flies the next here on the farm. All right, we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.